Happy Tuesday day today. Happy Tuesday where I am anyway. So I hope at least some of you are having a happy Tuesday so far. I'm just going to make sure that, oh, I've got the phone one key. Which way do I move the phone, or do I move my mat? Easier to move the mat, I think, to fill the screen. Good morning, Christine. It's lovely that you're always quick off the mark. I think I've moved it the wrong way. Nope, nope, nope. Good morning, Liz. This way? Yep. And then this bit up. Okay, I'm going to be at a really weird crafting angle today on my desk. But as long as I can get the job done, hey, it doesn't matter, does it? Okay. Good morning, Pauline. Yay, you found us straight away, Pauline, today. So happy. You may hear all sorts of noises today. Not from inside my house, I might add, but I have my next door neighbour cutting the lawn at the back, and at the front of the house, good morning, Gail, the front of the house, we had a scheduled power cut last Thursday due to something wrong with the mains outside. They were really efficient with it, off exactly to the minute almost as they said, back on again when they said it would be back. But then we've still got traffic lights, we've still got the road dug up. Sunday morning at 7 o'clock they came with hydraulic equipment to start filling the holes in. Didn't finish it, and they're back today. So I've got all sorts going on at the front. I've got noise from gardening at the back, so hopefully it won't interfere too much. With crafting though, nothing can get in the way of crafting. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Miriam. I will crack on because it is now after past. So, yeah, Cascade card today. And I did show you a little bit of a sneak peek of this card. I'm not sure how this photo will come out on the screen, I'll have to see. But it folds flat and it comes out brilliantly in terms of it being a fantastic dimensional card. I'm sorry if it's a little bit dark on the screen, I don't know why that is today. Hello Nita, hi Julie, hi Leslie, thanks for joining today. Yes, Christmas, there's always Christmas somewhere in one of my lives. I'm not sure whether I posted this on the Creative Minds on the Nifty Noodles Facebook earlier, but I also did, and I hope you can see this in a second, an Easter card. This was the first Cascade card that I did. I've seen lots of them on Pinterest and on social media and thought, God, they look so difficult, but hey, these are so easy to make. If you haven't made one, you'll all be doing one after today. Okay, so the grey, yeah, you could, I don't know whether you might call it an accordion, but most people call it a Cascade card because of the shape of it cascading. Okay, also did one for Mother's Day. Today I am going to use, as I have been doing for my lives during March, Paper Boutique. So I've got today Wild and Wonderful. There's actually very little paper involved in the decoration of this card. You might stamp it, you might leave some of it plain. So I'm using some bits of the paper, one of the toppers, and some of the coordinating cardstock as well. Okay, let's get started. For this project you will need either one sheet of 12 by 12 card or 2 sheets of A4. I've done a little bit of prep earlier. I have loads and loads of flowers. Took me all morning to do flowers yesterday. And I'm going to cut one of these, but we're going to cut this shape. So as I said, either 2 pieces of A4 card or 1 piece of 12 by 12. This was 12 by 12 and I did it in, oh gosh, 220 GSM, and because I have put papers and quite thick papers on this card, there's plenty of stability to the card, and that was just a little bit of waste that I had over that obviously I will be keeping for something else. With your two A4 pieces of paper, you are left with a smaller, same shape piece of card, which I'm going to use. It's smaller all the way, but I'm going to use that to make another little mini Cascade card later. Okay, so on your card, and I am using 300 GSM for this one today. Just a minute, I've got glue or something on the back of my mat. Okay, on here you are going to measure up the left hand side 6 inches and mark it. You're also going to mark at the halfway part, I can't talk, at the halfway at 3 inches. Okay, I'm just having a quick look to see if anyone, hello Gail, I think I've said hello Anita as well already today. And then on the other side, on the right hand side of the card with your ruler, you are going to mark at 3 inches and then again at the halfway, so at 1.5 inches. Okay, it's a bit of a weird one this, because obviously a piece of A4 is not 12 inches long. When you assemble the card, if you're using A4, like with this Easter card that I did, your front section is going to be slightly smaller than the rest of the card, but it doesn't impact on how it looks when it's open. It doesn't impact on how the actual card works, and depending on your decoration, I really don't think it matters at all. It's just for ease, I have a lot more paper that is A4 than 12 by 12. Same measurements would pretty much apply, you'll see as we go along. Okay, so on here, the first thing that I am going to do is I am going to join up the 6 inch and the 3 inch mark, and I am going to do this with a ruler and a knife because I don't like cutting diagonals on my cutting machine, my trimmer. Right, that's not quite gone through, it's quite a thick card is this, so let's just cut that again. Okay, so the top small section put to one side, and you can do exactly the same with that as you're going to do on here. Okay, along the bottom, along the edge, starting from the left side, measure from the left. Okay, can't stress that enough or else it'll all look a bit wonky. You're going to mark at 2 inches, at 6 inches, oops, and at 10 inches. Okay. I am going to line my ruler up roughly halfway, and I am going to mark again at 2 inches, 6 inches and 10 inches. Okay. I have chosen a slightly textured piece of card, so for that reason I don't want to be putting too much pencil on it, too many marks, because I might not be able to rub it out. You would, if it was a plain piece of paper, I would, oh let's do it, I would join up the 3 inch and the 1.5 inch mark. Okay, and then you need to either pencil or bravely cut, mark, put your ruler against the little marks you've made for the 2 inches, and you are going to cut from that centre line down. Okay, so from the centre straight down to the bottom. That's gone through. You're going to do the same at the 6 inch mark that you've put on your card. So line up so that you know it's at right angles, and score, sorry, it's not score, cut down there. and then your last one at the 10-inch, cut from the middle line down to the bottom. Right, I made a bit of a mess on my middle one. I didn't quite get the knife on the ruler. However, bear with me, that is not a problem, it's a job saved. You're going to fit the cards together. Let me show you these two pieces. She says now I've glued everything on, it won't work, but they slot into each other. Okay, so to make it easier for them to slot so that it is a much smoother operation, I am going to cut out the tiniest little extra bit. Can you see how fine that little piece of card is? I am going to cut that so that it makes the slotting together of the two pieces of card easier. So this little bit that went a bit skew with, is that a technical term? Skew with? Wonky? I am going to just finish off cutting that out, okay? I love my metal ruler, but I must tend to always cut on the same line, the same side of it, so some of it doesn't go quite as smoothly as the others. And then on this last cut, again, I'm going to take the tiniest little sliver out of the equation to make the whole thing easier. I would normally probably put my head right on top of this to do it, but I don't want you all to be just seeing the top or back of my head as a on the video. Okay, so I now have 6 inches by 3 inches marked at 3 and 1.5, cut. Sorry, I've got it. Technical problem over. That's my sister ringing me. Her ring call to me is dog barking. You've probably all heard that. Sorry, folks. It might have been a FaceTime, I'm not sure. Very quickly, hello Elaine, hello Liza, hello Sandra, hello. I think I've done everybody else hello that I can actually see on my screen at the moment. Okay, sorry, rude interruption. So you've cut up at 2, up at 6 and up at 10. Scoreboard at the ready. On your scoreboard, doesn't matter really which way you put your card, but if you have an inches scoreboard, not quite on top form this morning, am I? You are going to score at the 4-inch mark, and your score is right from top to bottom, okay? And you are also going to score at the 8-inch mark. So that is your first section of card for your Cascade card finished. Your second piece, I've already cut it out. Yeah, the basic shape, exactly the same measurements, 6 inches, 3 inches, piece of A4, measure at 2 and mark, measure at 6 and mark, measure at 10 and mark. Halfway line, 3 inches and 1.5, draw score, draw a line with a pencil. And then on this other piece, you are going to cut at those 2-inch, 6-inch and 10-inch marks down from the sloping edge to that halfway line that you drew. Okay. If you cut them both up or both down, they won't slot together. Okay. And exactly the same with this piece, you are going to score at 4 and you're going to score at 8. Okay. not a lot of chat going on this morning. You're all there, you're all avidly watching. It is possibly a little... Is the light okay on what you're watching? Yeah, it's weird light here today. Okay, so you've now got two pieces of card, identical other than the fact that some of your cut lines are going up and some of your cut lines are coming down. I just need to very quickly rub out my pencil lines, because once I start to assemble and put papers on, I won't get the opportunity to come back and do that. Okay, just get rid of that. Okay, to put your card together, your first, it doesn't matter which way you do it, first or second, but you are going to fold and score. If you have the top, the longest bit at the right, you want to fold over from the left. Oh, I've got pencil marks here as well, I didn't see those. And then you are going to fold that section back in on itself, give it a good burnish. And you'll probably see there what I was mentioning, that with a piece of A4, your last section will not be quite 2 inches that every other section is. Okay. On your other piece of card, because the shape of it, you want a V shape in the middle of it all. You want to start off with your tall section at the left hand side, and then you're going to fold over to the left and then bring that part over to the right, making sure obviously everything's nicely lined up. Now once you've done that and you've got your two sections, on my, because I'm right-handed, I don't know whether everybody would do it this way, you want to slot the card sections together, so we're in a zigzag format, and then as you gently have them in the right place, gently tease them down, and everything fits together. Okay, and when you squash it up, you have the base for your Cascade card. God, I love doing that bit. Okay, I did use, I think I mentioned, a slightly textured, I think it's a linen effect card, but it's slightly different texture on one side to the other. It doesn't matter on here at all, I don't think. Okay, in terms of decorating, let me show you what I have done. On the Easter card that I made, I went a little bit overboard and I put papers literally on every visible surface. Everything is covered on there, okay, inside and outside. On the Christmas card that I did, I decided just to put paper on the forward facing sections, okay. I have put paper on the back so that I can put a sentiment and write on the back of there. I also had a mishap in that I put one of my pieces of paper on the wrong part, but apart from that, the back of that, the sections are plain. I did, however, still put papers excuse me, in the two sections where I thought it may be still visible even with the decorations. It's up to you how much or how little time, how much paper, how much stamping you want to do, etc. in terms of decorating. But for this, what I'm going to do is, because I want to, when I take it apart to decorate, I am going to put a squiggle on my forward facing sections. Hopefully, as part of my prep yesterday, I have cut out enough pieces to actually cover all those sections. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so I've got enough to do that. I'm not doing the insides today because it's a nice bright white card, and I think the contrast against the numerous flowers I made yesterday will be enough contrast for it. Okay, so take your card apart. This was the really time consuming bit for me. I'm not going to give you the measurements that I did for these. You might want a different size edge, you might want to cover the whole piece of card, but actually getting the angle, you've probably all done this, but basically I butted up the piece of paper exactly to the corner and then just literally cut with my craft knife to get the correct angle for the piece of paper to fit nicely as a mat on there. This is the 4th card I've now done, and I've cut at least 2 pieces of paper wrong in that I've had it the wrong way around, so a bit of trial and error on that one, but I am going to very quickly do the decorating of this, and you will see how once you've done your paper cutting out and your decoration cutting out, how quickly it all comes together. So I am putting paper on the bits that I've got a squiggle on. Okay, so as I showed you on the Christmas card I did, I don't know if I was rushing it, I think, I don't know, just basically a mishap, but I cut it down wrong, and I really wanted the bit I cut down on the back, but rather than print something else out again because it was a digital paper, I decided to just leave it as is. Okay, as I open that, I've got a squiggle on that section, so right piece of paper to go on there. At this point, I know at the moment lots of you are going to be looking at the new Lisa Horton products, so many of them. I'm sure a lot of you tuned into the Facebook Live last night to see what was coming up, so you're going to be looking at those. At the same time, sorry, just take my next piece and put the papers on here. So on the sections I've marked, I did notice, I had a look actually before Elizabeth put a reminder on Creative Minds that Wendy did put some, or introduced a new challenge last Wednesday, the Wednesday Wonder Challenge, whilst you have all been making some super cards over the last 10 weeks with the Wednesday Wonders that have been introduced. There is a challenge running currently to pick out your favourite Wednesday Wonder, make a new card, pop it in the album for the Wednesday Wonder Challenge, and I believe there is a prize that will be available for the card that is chosen as the winner. So have a revisit of the Wednesday Wonder. All the template ideas for the Wednesday Wonders, all 10 of them, are in that album in one place for you, so do see what you can manage over the next few days, because I believe it does run until the 31st, so 31st, that's actually 2 weeks tomorrow I think, because it's my father-in-law's birthday on the 31st. Okay, so I've got a mixture here of the papers, the Paper Boutique Wild and Wonderful, I've got giraffes on there, I've got koalas, I've got elephants, I've got some lovely flowers, and wrong way round, I have got 2 to go on the front. Obviously slightly thinner, narrower than the rest, because using an A4 sheet gives me a different dimension. If you do use a 12 by 12, you literally end up everything is straight and the same size. But I really don't think it matters. You choose whichever cardstock suits your project. So collal glue again to fit these on so that I can just squish them around a little bit. Okay, so decoration done. Gosh, I've had a bit of a glue seepage somewhere on there because it's stuck slightly, which should be okay. So once we've done that, we're going to put it back together again. So I start the back, pop the middle section over. You don't have to wiggle and fit them together until all 3 are in place, so to speak, and then just slightly adjust each one until it folds together. Okay, so there you can see, if I open that, on the outside all of the forward facing sections have been covered with the paper. Okay. For the decoration on here, whilst on the Easter one I've cut out, fussy cut out flowers, Easter bunnies, Easter eggs, bows, flowers, and on Christmas, what did we have on here? We've got presents, Christmas tree, candy canes, baubles, signs. For this one, I'm purely going flowers. For Mother's Day, I did flowers, and I've chosen a die that I haven't used in ages to make these flowers. I know at least 1 or 2 of you have also got these dies. I'm sorry, I can't remember whose dies they were. Fiddly to make, because it's like a double cut, and then I've individually die cut loads of mini pieces of foliage in different colour green from the coordinating cardstock, and these flowers I'm going to pop on here as decoration. So I've already glued the foliage to the back, so I decided that would be the easier way to actually place them. So I haven't measured this in terms of an envelope. It will go in a 5 by 7, but if I add these flowers it might actually make it with the foliage a little bit taller. But for today I'm not going to worry about that. If I knew who I was sending it to, I might, although ruler, 5 by 7, yeah, if I'm careful it will still go in a 5 by 7, she says, should do. Okay, so in terms of these, I want to glue, so I need quite a bit because I've got multi-layers stuck together on the back of there, multiple layers. I'm going to put glue on the bottom section and attach that to the back piece. I'm starting at the back and we'll work my way forward. So how I do, I kind of place it just so that I've got a rough idea where the glue's going. And the glue of course is only going on like the bottom half of my flower because I don't need it to come over the top of the card. Now I need to just work out how many of these I actually have in terms of whether they can go inside. If they go inside there, I then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 for the front. Yeah, that will do. Okay, so gosh, all the foliage is getting stuck together. Right, so I'm going to put some inside. Now when you're putting things on the inside bit, you might want to just be wary of where the two sections come together so that you don't squash part of your flower, element, foliage, whatever you want to put in there. I'm not doing a very good job today of keeping up with comments, so I do apologise if there are questions, because I'm not watching you all, am I? Must have taken a while, but worth it. The flowers took me forever. Oh, Creative Expressions, thanks Liz for that. Caroline joining late, but hello Caroline, thank you for joining us. I don't know how anybody else stores their dies, but I have a big magnetic whiteboard just above my craft desk. So in days gone by, when I've actually bought new dies, they come straight out of the packaging and go on the magnetic board, and I don't keep the packaging. So yeah, I never know what some of them are. Can spot my Lisa Hortons, can spot my Craftwork cards. Couldn't tell you what most of them are actually. As long as they work, it doesn't matter. So next size flowers down, I just need to make sure, because I've got different shades of pink. So a bit tedious for you watching this bit, so please do chat amongst yourselves whilst I'm doing this. I will say my mother did like her Mother's Day card. Obviously didn't really get to see her this year. I think I delivered it, put it on the wall outside the front door, and retreated to the car to FaceTime. A very different year. Okay, we are nearly there. I can't wait actually to see your take on these, because you can put absolutely any sort of decorations on here. A bit like, I suppose, the idea of the pop-up boxes. I'm just not good at those. I don't like the having to put the little bar of card across and sticking things to it. Don't know why, just one of those things. Okay. Get the glue on the right bit of the flower. I thought this, for certainly a Mother's Day, was really good this year. I did get Mum a lovely flower arrangement at Christmas, but send somebody this, and like I say, it will go flat. It might need a large envelope in terms of thickness, depending on what you put on decoration wise, but it's like a bunch of flowers that will last forever if you put flowers on it. Right, okay, so I've got all of those on. I've got to the front section. Now, I die cut with one of the Lisa Horton nested, scalloped and stitched, I think that's the word, circular dies. The back I've packed out with some packaging card. I play around with this. I have yet to get myself some dimensional glue. So I want to put the topper on the front, and I'm probably going to put it on and fix it on flat, and it will not really interfere with the mechanism of the card. It will still fold out. So I am going to, I really need to put a couple of flowers on first. Finish off my flowers. Put that one to an angle under there. Might just leave it with the one on. I don't want too much coming off the sides, or else it won't fit in the envelope. So I'm putting plenty of glue. those two sections, making sure that my card is all lined up and straight. There's the paper that's cockeyed on there if you're looking really closely. I shouldn't admit to that, should I? And that topper is going on the front. On the Christmas one, if you recall, I did separate embellishments for both sides on the front, but on the Easter card I did put one, again the same sort of thing. I put lots of packaging under it that will definitely make it into a large stamped envelope, won't it? Okay, hopefully that's stuck. So if I can show you it that way, there you can see the finished effect. Gosh, I've got a lot of foliage on there of the Cascade card. Okay, pulling it out a bit fast there. So really, really quite easy. 2 pieces of A4 or 1 piece of 12 by 12 and any decorations you like, but what a beautiful card to send to somebody. Okay. I'm sorry I haven't been keeping up with all of your comments today. I've been somewhat engrossed in getting that right for you today. Just having a quick look. Gail asking Moira, how do you store yours? But Elizabeth, in a large warehouse. Oh, good grief. I think we could all do with a large warehouse, couldn't we? So anyway, that's it for today's live. Thank you all so much for joining me. As I say, in terms of Creative Minds, Kind Hearts, please have a think about whether you can make a card for the Wednesday Wonder Challenge. But obviously I would be thrilled if any one of you made a card like this or similar to this, obviously using this design after my live. So thank you all for joining. Hope the background noise wasn't too much for you today, and enjoy your Tuesday, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you all again next week. Okay, bye for now.